All right, 3 o'clock. If you wanted the positivity pathway for the Tigers, Odyssey.com Rewind, it's there for you, including a trade target if they work their way into being buyers. Scooble Electric again. He's unhittable. He's fabulous. Flaherty, who knows? He could go out and throw a no-hitter tonight. Their top three are as good or better than anybody in baseball. It's the only reason you're not 10 games under. Because otherwise, this team's pretty disgusting. But they got to play good ball, and if they earn the right to be buyers, we had a little fun. We had a little trade target for you. We were trying to be positive without lying to you. All right, here's Rico. Go ahead. Sell me this pen.
Oh, I'm allowed. Okay.
You son of a... I just didn't want to do NFL. I wanted college in the first hour. Now, why is that a sin?
That's not how I took it. If I had the drop board, I would hit you with a chair.
Hold, please.
All right, Mike.
Now, have you recovered?
I have recovered.
Or was it the comment about the peach-colored polo shirt?
No, that was just mean. I'm used to that. That's just a day that ends in Y.
It's just bright. All right, go ahead.
Man, it's nice out.
I know.
It's summertime. I'm feeling the...
Okay, I know. Very tropical. Go ahead.
So here's the thing. Last week, we did a blitz. And in the blitz, we did MVP candidates for this upcoming NFL season. And when we did it, we were naming off all the different people, but we didn't name any Detroit Lions in that mix. We named off let me pull up the list for you. And basically, no Lions was in the top 15 when it came down to the players of who's going to be the MVP candidates. You had Mahomes, Josh Allen, C.J. Stroud, Joe Burrow. Hold on.
We lost him.
Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, Brock Purdy, Matthew Stafford, Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Rodgers, and Anthony Richardson. Those are your top 15 candidates. Normally going to be a quarterback when it comes down to that. You finally get a Lion. It's Jared Goff at number 16. Which leads me to wonder, because Cookies did a topic this morning, the Lions, why is there a gap for the Lions winning the Super Bowl according to Las Vegas? This is not me, this is Las Vegas. Putting two and two together, it leads me to believe that can this Lions team win a Super Bowl without an MVP candidate at the helm? Jared Goff is not considered that. The Lions, according to Vegas, are not there. I think they have the fifth best odds. David and I were doing some pre-show stuff going back. I think Stafford, when he won with the Rams, was the last quarterback who wasn't a top 15 in the top 15 preseason MVP, but he also had Aaron Donald on that team. You go back to some of the Ravens team. Well, they had Ray Lewis on the team. So offensively didn't have the quarterback, but they had a Hall of Fame, certified first ballot Hall of Fame defensive player leading that defense. Other than that, in order to win the Super Bowl, you got to have that guy. You got to have him. You got to have somebody who's going to go out there and be that person. We did this list. The next day, I was just like, you know what? There was no Lions on there, and I wish we had brought it up, but I'm bringing it up now. Lions fans, 248-539-9797. Can this team win a Super Bowl without having a person in the top 15 of the preseason NFL MVP watch? Because history says, no, you don't. Unless you have lights out person on defense, and I don't know who that person is. Or do you buck the trend? But I don't see it happen. So when you see, we're being disrespected, I think this is why. Because they look at your players, and I think here in Detroit, we value the players more than what Las Vegas is valuing the players, what the rest of the NFL is valuing the players. I think they're fifth or sixth when it comes to winning the Super Bowl. But historically speaking.
So what are you asking me?
I did.
Can we get it done?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get it done.
Can this team win? Can they?
Yes.
They're going to buck the trend.
Yes.
And this is going to be the first team because you don't have the lights out player on defense.
They got a top 8 QB. They got a top 5 backfield. They got the number 1 tight end in football. They got one of the 3 or 4 best wide receivers in football. They got the best tackle in football. One of the 5 best O-lines. Defensively, you're going to win the argument. Now, maybe Aiden takes a big step forward and does what Myles Garrett did 2 years ago and really turns it on. And maybe that's our guy. But top to bottom, look, here's my argument. I didn't take it as disrespect that the Niners, privileged, are plus 550 to win the whole Super Bowl, and the Lions are plus 1,300. But I think it is kind of silly because if I stack the Niners roster with the Lions roster, it's really not all that dissimilar. It's not.
No, it's not dissimilar. But if you stack the roster,
and I'll take Goff over Purdy. Just wanted to state that.
But here's the thing: if you took it outside of this city, I think that you would get a fairer comparison. Because in this city, you're going to say stuff like that.
And are you saying I'm biased?
Yes.
Wow. That's 2 chairs, 1 segment. How am I biased?
No, Mike, I think you're biased because you bought into this Lions team. You bought into the Lions team before a lot of Lions fans did.
They don't remember that. I'm the negative bleep hole. Don't you get it?
So that's why. I'm not saying you're – please don't take it as – I'm not saying you're Lions slap.
I don't at all.
You bought into this before they did.
I think my question would be, and I don't want to debate it because I'd rather involve the people, but like what portion of when I broke that roster down wasn't not true, but like not defensible? When I say they have the best tackle in football, is it not defensible to say that Sewell is in that conversation?
Yeah.
You know, a top 5 backfield. I think that's defensible. I said a top 8 quarterback. Like Amon-Ra. I love it.
But here's the thing. You're saying top 8 quarterback. According to these Vegas betting odds, he's not.
Yeah, but also I think
he's 16th. He's double that.
Stylistically, he's not going to be asked to do those things because they do want to pound the rock. They do want to run it. Now, you're right in that generally speaking, you need a Mahomesian type, a Jalen Hurts type, a Joe Burrow type to do it. I'm a little biased in that, look, I've seen the Giants do it twice with bum-ass Eli Manning. Yeah, I've seen the Ravens do it with a clipboard holder, Trent Dilfer.
Right.
You're going to have to be an outlier in that regard.
Right. And when the Ravens did it, you had Ray Lewis certified.
Where was the knife? What about the limo?
What? You had that person. Matthew Stafford back in 2020 went with the Rams.
Yeah.
You had Aaron Donald. He was that guy. The defense kind of covered the warts.
I think you have the guys on offense. I think the best shot on defense, you need Aiden to take a big step forward. Yes, Kenny.
Well, you were talking about Jared Goff and the betting odds and all that, and I think, didn't we do this like maybe a month ago or 2 or 3 weeks ago where we went through the entire NFL and said, I'd rather have Goff. No, I'd rather have that guy. And I think we all ended up like either just inside or just outside of the top 10. I think we were like 8 or 9 or something like that. So Mike's position of, Goff's one of the 8 best quarterbacks in the league, I don't think is indefensible.
But see, Kenny, here's the thing. When I look at this, the one thing that I like about Vegas doesn't care. So Vegas, there is no bias. They're just going to tell you, hey, look, we think this guy is better. This guy is better. Here's the betting odds. Do what you want. There's no, well, but I saw him do this game, and if they didn't drop this pass, and if this didn't happen, Vegas is just pure numbers and stats and data.
So my question is different than his, Kenny. Mine is, why is there a gap? Why are the Niners at plus 50 in a completely different stratosphere than the Lions at plus 1,300? Why? Those rosters, while if you want to say the Niners are still better, by how much? Slightly at best. So why? Is the gap disrespect? I don't think Vegas specializes in that, but I also don't think they get all their numbers right.
No, they don't.
Especially
guideline.
He's got a rat for a quarterback. I'm not placing plus 550 on that. Goff's better than Purdy.
Not according to Vegas.
Well, you take Goff in a heartbeat. Go ahead, get up on that pulpit.
One's got 2,000. One is plus 3,500.
Which guy would you rather have as a Niners quarterback? Lie to the parish. Do it.
I'd take Purdy.
How do you function?
How? Because I saw 3 third-down plays that he just broke containment and ran. That's something you're not going to get from the other quarterback.
Kenny, go ahead. Help me.
No, that's exactly what I was just trying to say is Vegas might have Jared Goff in this place and they might have Brock Purdy in this place. It doesn't matter. It doesn't justify them and saying that's the order of quarterbacks that they're in because Jared Goff is much better than the 16th best quarterback in the NFL.
And better than a rat.
Yes.
Rats don't have opposable thumbs.
They're simply the same quarterback, about 6 years difference.